The day my boss fired me, I was 8 months pregnant. He looked me in the eyes and said, "We need someone who can fully commit to this company." I knew exactly what he meant. He wasn't firing me because of my performance. He wasn't firing me because I made mistakes. He was firing me because I was about to become a mother. My name is Emily Carter, and for 6 years, I helped build a small tech startup called Brightcore Solutions from the ground up. I was there when we had only 5 employees working out of a tiny rented office. I worked late nights, missed vacations, and gave everything I had to help the company grow. My boss, Daniel Brooks, always told me, "Emily, you're the backbone of this company." But the moment I became pregnant, his attitude changed. Suddenly, my ideas weren't valuable anymore. My meetings were given to younger employees. My responsibilities slowly disappeared. I could feel him trying to push me out without saying it directly. Then, one Friday afternoon, he called me into his office. He placed a folder on the desk and said, "Emily, we've decided to move in a different direction." I looked at him and asked, "Is this because I'm pregnant?" He stayed silent. That silence told me everything. I walked out of that office holding my termination papers and trying not to cry. But what Daniel didn't know was that 6 years earlier, when Brightcore was just starting, I had negotiated something very important: stock options. At the time, Daniel laughed when I asked for ownership in the company. He said, "Stock options are for executives, not employees." But I had helped create the software that became the company's biggest product, so I convinced him to give me a small percentage of company shares instead of a bigger salary. He agreed, because he thought those shares would never be worth anything. He was wrong. After I was fired, I focused on my family and my newborn daughter. I didn't call Daniel. I didn't beg for my job back. I didn't fight publicly. I simply waited. Because while Daniel celebrated removing me from the company, Brightcore was preparing for a major investment deal, and that's when everything changed. A few months later, I received a phone call from the company's legal department. They told me Brightcore had been valued at millions of dollars, and my stock options were officially activated. The same shares Daniel thought were worthless suddenly became a fortune. But that wasn't the only surprise. During the investment review, the new investors discovered something Daniel had been hiding. He had taken credit for several innovations that were actually created by my team and me. The investors weren't happy. They questioned Daniel's leadership and his decision to fire one of the company's most valuable employees right before a major deal. Within weeks, Daniel's reputation started falling apart. The man who thought he could replace me realized the company's success was built on the people he pushed away. Meanwhile, I used my stock earnings to start my own consulting company, focused on helping women in technology protect their careers and their rights. 1 year after firing me, Daniel called me. His voice sounded completely different. He said, "Emily, I made a mistake." I looked at my daughter sleeping beside me and smiled. Because the woman he thought was a problem became the person who walked away with the biggest reward. I didn't destroy Daniel's company. I didn't need revenge. The truth did that for me. Sometimes people underestimate you because they only see your current situation. They don't see your hard work, your talent, or the value you bring. Daniel fired me because I was becoming a mother, but he never realized he was also creating the woman who would become stronger, independent, and impossible to replace.